What's your memory from Sochi 2014?
That was one of the games that I like vividly remember. And one of my former teammates, Laura Fortino, I remember she got the assist on that golden goal. That hit home for me because I was like, wow, she's from Hamilton, where I'm from. Yeah. She's where I want to be.
That is like jet fuel. When you feel like you're like, that person,
you have a connection.
Like, I know them.
Yeah.
This is a candid conversation, Sarah Nurse.
Ooh.
Lots of follow-ups. First and foremost, how are you feeling in these beanbags?
The beanbags are a choice. It's new. This is my first time in a beanbag, so like I feel like I'm sat and I'm not moving now.
Born in 95 and you never have sat in a beanbag?
You know what? I got to talk to my parents about that.
Come on.
They didn't do a very good job, I guess.
Terrible. This is for the Olympics. It's supposed to be inspirational. What was the most 90 thing that you can remember at your house?
I think like boom boxes and like Walkmans. Like I remember I had like a little Walkman that I had the little headphones for.
First CD that you bought?
Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way. 3 years old, jamming.
You know what? When I Want It That Way comes on, it has a special place in my heart. What would be your goal song forever?
I would probably say Sierra. I'd probably go 1-2 Step.
1-2 Step.
Yeah. Sierra Slept On.
Whenever that song comes on the radio, I'd be turning it up.
Yeah, Sierra Slept On.
You know what? Should we talk about women's sports?
Yeah, that was a great segue.
It was, right? It was a hard right turn, but you're not a backseat driver.
Passenger princess.
Can you believe? The last 3-4 years, and we're just sitting here in these beanbags. You're a professional hockey player going to your third Olympics. There's never been more eyeballs on you right now.
It's really, really cool. I think that being able to turn on any kind of sports broadcasting network and see women's sports, whether it's PWHL, NSL, WNBA, there's so many women's sports leagues that are up and coming, that have been in existence, and I just feel like the eyeballs have been pretty insane. And to think of where we were 3 years ago, 4 years ago, to where we are today.
What do you think changed?
I think the opportunity changed. Mm-hmm. I think the product has always been there in these sports. The product, the passion, and the fan base really has always been there. The deep, passionate fans have always been there, but the visibility and the opportunity haven't. We weren't ever shown on TV prior to 3-4 years ago. Yeah. And so for people to have no ability to watch us play, how are they going to be invested? How are they going to build a fan base? And so we become more accessible for people. And I think that that's been a huge, huge thing.
Especially the last few Olympics. I think back to the TV numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the mid 4, 5, 6 million watching gold medal games. Do you ever stop and go, ooh, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs? Or are you just so focused?
I feel like while we're in that moment, gold medal game day at an Olympics, I'm not focused on who's going to be watching. Mm-hmm. I think I'm really focused at the task at hand. A gold medal or an Olympic experience at whole, that literally only comes around once every 4 years. And so to be able to look back after and see the amount of social buzz. I remember turning my phone on after Beijing and just seeing everybody was talking about our gold medal game. It was absolutely everywhere. And I think if I had logged on maybe before the game, that's overwhelming, right? And so I think hearing about the numbers afterwards, that's when you're wow, that made a splash, which I think is pretty cool.
When you're on your For You page just scrolling and it's something of you that pops up.
No, it's weird. It's weird. It's very weird. And I actually am probably a terrible women's hockey supporter because I really try to avoid that because it's very jarring scrolling on any type of social media and just seeing your face pop up. So I try to just keep it moving.
What's on your For You page?
I have a lot of positivity. I actually told one of my friends about silent blessings. I've seen some videos. So basically you see people on the street and it could be anybody, but if there's somebody wearing a cool outfit, just looking at that person and be man, that person looks really confident. I hope they have the best day, which is crazy. But I'm on Hope Talk, I think it's called.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
How do you find that balance? You are a public figure now. Social media can be fun, but there's also drawbacks. How do you create a healthy boundary?
That's the biggest thing.
I know. I'm writing down
you've got to have that boundary, right? So for me, we mentioned, scrolling past anything of myself, then also having an outside support system away from social media and that kind of realm who really just at your core just allow you to be you. So like when you're tired and when you're frustrated, like you have those people around you who are like, I'm gonna allow you to be like this for a second. We're gonna reel it back in, but I'm gonna allow it for a second, because it is a real privilege to do what we do. And even though I'm training in the morning and I do a shoot at night, like that's a privilege. Not every hockey player gets to do that. Not every person gets to do that. Really remembering that it's okay to feel those emotions and it's okay to feel tired and maybe frustrated, but also younger me wouldn't have believed what I'm doing today.
Yeah. If you're not, checking back in with social media, how are you feeling that influence that you're having on people? I hope it's through just lovely random encounters on the street all the time.
Yeah. I think it's through a mixture. Yeah. I mean, like, it's funny, like there are obviously amazing like interactions on social media. Like people tag me in their story or they'll send me messages. People send me fan mail. Like who knew fan mail was still a thing, but I get letters all the time. So, and those are actually really sweet. I have one like, they're crazy sweet. I have one pinned up on my fridge, actually, just like, it's like a reminder. It's like a manifestation thing. It's like, just remember like how influential and how important you are to the next generation, all that you've done kind of things. My mom works at a pharmacy and she like meets people all the time, and they'll come up and be like, oh my gosh, like we heard this is your daughter. And so like they have a story. And so she'll call me and be like, I met this person today. And the stories do actually get back to me.
I love that. Just how proud of you are your folks.
Very proud. Yeah, for a long time. So my mom is a woman of very few words. Okay. And so for, I think her first ever interview about me, like they would ask her questions and she would just stare at the camera and be like, I'm just so proud. I was like, you're so, so sweet. So we worked on our interview skills since then.
That's perfect.
They do hype me up. I always say my dad's like my biggest fan, my biggest critic at the same time. But I mean, that unconditional love and the pride that they definitely feel for me. And I mean, like, I'm so proud to represent them and, be a part of them.
Does your dad give like hockey tips?
All the time. Like he goes, you're going into your third Olympics. I want you at home doing the Roger Nurse training program. Like we are out in the fields pulling sled. Like, I'm like, Dad, you're not a strength coach. Like, I don't know. I don't know who taught you. Like, I don't know. So like we used to like run in the field by our house, and he used to fill up water jugs, put it on a sled, and we used to run on the grass with it.
What? How old were you?
I would probably be 15. And we did it with my little brother. So they're 4 years younger than me too. So they're babies. Oh yeah. And he would just make it up. Like we would do like little jumping things. We would like sprint around the block. That would be like our conditioning.
But you weren't just playing hockey at that point. You were also playing soccer.
I was, yeah. I played so many different sports when I was younger. And like my family just like loved playing sports. So I did like volleyball, like lacrosse, like I ran track and field. Like it's funny, like I don't like running. I did all of these sports that involve heavy running. And then, yeah, I played soccer like until high school, until I was like 16, 17 years old.
Fun fact, Sarah Nurse was a goaltender.
I know.
In soccer.
Who would have thought? Isn't that insane? I didn't like to run, so that was a position for me.
That makes sense, yeah. Pilates, like I don't immediately think women's hockey player, but also, why wouldn't I think about that? Because I feel like this gives so much balance and like grounding.
I've recently started doing Pilates, and like what I'm really interested in is like the kind of mind, body, and biomechanic connection. And so I found like this instructor, her name's Sally. She's amazing. And she's somebody that I trust very much, because at this point of your career, like I'm 30 years old, I've been playing hockey for a very long time, and I hope to have many more years ahead of me. But at this point in time, like you have to make sure that everything is in check. And it's those little tiny, tiny movements and those little tiny muscles that can be strengthened or stabilized that are going to make the biggest difference. It's like, I don't think me bench pressing an extra 10 to 15 pounds in the gym is going to make a difference on the ice. But I really think that me focusing on, myself, my core, stabilization, making sure my ligaments and hips, knees, ankles, that's like my holy trinity trifecta are all in check. Okay, hips, knees, ankles, they're all connected.
Yeah. Third Olympics. You have such a legacy, and you have just impacted the game, the community, the Olympic team. You've been such a leader to so many people. What are you hoping to bring into Milano Cortina?
I've had a bunch of different experiences from the last two Olympics, and they were both vastly different from each other. And I know that Milan will be very different from either of those two. Mm-hmm. And so I think going in, I just have a lot of experience to pull from. And I think the biggest feeling I'm feeling right now is excitement. We've always been so focused on like the Olympics, and now having the PWHL, it's given us like the tools really to really refine and enhance our game even more than we ever have before. So I think we're going to have the best product that's ever been on the ice too.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's wild.
Yeah.
Like
The game has elevated.
the game.
Yes. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
But you have seen this. I mean, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but just the progress that we have seen in the last 3 or 4 years. And now that this will be your third Olympics, as it pertains to being a role model, to impacting biracial and Black young girls and young boys that are watching you, like, what's giving you optimism? What's really making you excited?
I think just the fact that like I'm not the only one who plays on the national stage anymore, who plays on a professional team, to be able to look at like one of my teammates like Sophie Jakes, who like won Patty Kaz award, right?
Best player in
college hockey. A Black woman winning that award. Going on, she's won 2 Walter Cups. I hope she's going to make her Olympic debut this year too. And so the fact that there's potentially 2 of us on the same team, like that's pretty special to look across Team USA and see Layla Edwards. And I remember meeting Layla when I was in college, but she was probably like 11 or 12 maybe. Wow. And so I remember meeting her and to see her growth and her development. And it's like, oh my gosh, there could be like 3 of us playing in an Olympic game. Like that's pretty impressive.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And so I think that that's amazing for the next gen to be able to see. And I probably met thousands of young girls and it's so, so beautiful. And just knowing like, hey, maybe 1 or 2 of these girls are going to end up at the top stage. A handful more are going to be in the PWHL, going to play college hockey. Like, you know what I mean? Coaches going to be referees. Like there's so many opportunities for women in sport. And so whenever I meet them and, you know, get to give them a puck or a stick, like it's so meaningful to me because I'm like, man, like this is a young girl with so much potential to be whoever she wants to be in this sports world. And so I think that that's pretty cool because the impact that we have on each other is mutual.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I got to tell you something.
Please.
Carolyn Ouellette gave me her skates from Sochi.
No way.
I'm still wheeling around
Wait,
in them.
what?
And I'm like, I'm good at hockey. Do you not understand whose skates these are? So if that is so influential on me, come on.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Changing lives. Yeah,
oh my gosh.
They probably should be in a museum.
Yes, absolutely. The Hockey Hall of Fame's going to call you after this interview and say, I hear you have Carolyn Ouellette skates.
Hello, we've been looking for those.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and Julie Chu gave me a stick once.
No way.
Yeah. I just like, I mean, I'm set for life.
Do you need any more equipment?
Can
I give
this
you?
This is kind of where I was
this
hoping
was
to go.
Is this where we're going?
I will take any equipment if you give me a little bit of a lesson. You're going to be a Vancouver hockey player, professional hockey player in Vancouver.
Vancouver girly. Wow, we're playing professional women's hockey in Vancouver, where the last time it was here in a big way. Obviously, there was a really big splash, and they won that gold medal. So I thought that was like a cool little full circle moment.
Where were you for Vancouver 2010?
I was at home. I remember people talking about Poulin, and I was like, who is this girl? She's like 3 years older than me. Like, oh my God, I got to get my butt in gear.
you were doing the water jugs.
Oh my God,
point.
Literally, I was running in the field and Poulin was scoring in a gold medal game. No, but I remember hearing about her and I was like, wow, like she's 18 years old and she scored 2 of the biggest goals in that Olympic Games. And I was like, woof, I got to go.
Canada was very, very, very good.
Yes.
In that tournament.
Yeah. And that was a like spectacular team. Like you look back at like the roster of that team and you're like, wow.
That's a special team.
Yeah.
Every team is special, but that one was very, very, very good.
That was a really cool roster.
Yeah.
Like meeting any of those girls now, I'm like, ooh.
What's your memory from Sochi 2014, given that you were...
Yeah, I had just got to university. So I went to the University of Wisconsin. And so I was in Minnesota, I believe we were playing. So I'm watching it with mostly American teammates.
Oh, what was that like?
I know. It was kind of crazy because there were some girls who were like snubbed from either team. And so I was just like, I'm cheering for Canada. I wasn't snubbed from anything. I feel great. But yeah, I remember watching that game and I was like, oh man, this isn't looking good. Like, it's not looking good. And I mean, obviously that post came in clutch for Canadians, and getting to see them win that game that was one of the games that I like vividly remember. And one of my former teammates, Laura Fortina, like I remember she got the assist on that golden goal. And so just to be able to see somebody that I knew very well playing in that Olympic Games and excelling and, you know, being on the world stage, I think that hit home for me because I was like, wow, she's from Hamilton, where I'm from. Yeah. She's gone through the process and she's where I want to be. And so I think that was cool.
Oh gosh, that is like jet fuel. When you feel like you're like, that person,
you have a connection.
Like, I know them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did that set the stage for the USA-Canada rivalry, or is that just something that you've expected every single time you've laced up against them?
I think it's always been there. Mm-hmm. I feel like the first time I ever watched the Olympics in 2002, like I remember that. And I remember seeing 2 full teams of girls and I was like, I have to be on one of those teams, right? I want to be in that game. I think understanding how heated that rivalry was. I played under 18s for Team Canada, so I got to experience my first Team USA, Team Canada rivalry then, and we ended up winning in overtime in Finland as well. So that was my first taste, and then getting to see Sochi, and it was like, wow, this is real, this is heated, and I think you see it more. And I hate when they do this, but on camera, when they show the losing team, like you see just the devastation and the heartbreak and the tears. And I hate when they do that because I really do think that the camera should be focused on the team that won and the celebration. But that's when you see how crazy the rivalry is.
Like, do you think the PWHL has changed the rivalry at all? Given that there's so much mixing now in teams.
Yeah, I don't think it's changed the rivalry. Once you get to a world championship or an Olympics, it's the same. It really is. But it's a weird thing leading into it because you have teammates who are American or from other countries as well. Like we have Sweden, Finland. You're like rooting for the players on your team to make their team. So like last year, I had teammates Jessie Comfer, Savannah Harmon, Hilly Skamura, and you want them to make Team USA. But then you get to the world championships and you're like, you know, like that's the switch up. So it's strange. It's a strange beast that we're dealing with.
Oh, what do you say when you handshake?
Not really much.
Nothing, eh? Do you make eye contact?
Yeah, you do. You do. Like there's just like a respect thing that like in that moment, there's not much to be said. So like, it's like, great job. You know, like you had a great event, but there's really not much to be said in that moment.
What if you get someone in the corner and you're like, ooh, I actually like hit them quite badly? Do you say sorry?
To be fair, if you hit somebody, their teammate's probably coming to hit you. So it's caused a bigger altercation than that, really. My teammate, Abby Rock from Wisconsin, actually, so she played for Team USA. So there are times where like we'll go into battle and I'm like, Abby, it's me. And she's like, oh, okay. So I love Abby, sweet Abby for that.
Sweet Abby.
Sweet Abby.
Sweet Abby.
So she knows when it's me and she lets up a little bit.
Thanks for hanging out with me in these chairs.
You're going to be a pro at the beanbag.
Yeah.
By the end of this, right?
A pro at the beanbag. Like this is my Olympic sport.
You looked way more uncomfortable prior to this, and you finally found your spot. So
you've made me feel very comfortable. Thanks, my dear.
We appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Of course. Anytime. Call me. I'll be in the beanbag.
The beanbag is your personality now.
I'm taking this home.
We live here now.
I'm staying here. Like I'm not moving.
Good night.
Wow.